Last part of Asia, we have West Asia. West Asia is also known as the Middle East. This is the land of contrast, no? Kasi dito mo matatagpuan yung pinakabanal na lungsod, pinakamayamang bansa, at magagandang kultura sa mundo. Sa pinakabanal na bansa, welcome to Israel! Sa Golden Desert ng Saudi Arabia! Takings Mountains ng Oman! Touristic cities ng Qatar at UAE! Historical wonders ng Turkey! This region is a mix of history, religion, and innovation. Start sa Israel! Ani Riil na Emayot. Welcome to Israel, the Holy Land. So, kung gusto mo maglakbay sa historical at spiritual country, then welcome to Israel, where Asian traditions and modern technology meet. Ano yung other name ng Israel? So, other name ng Israel is the Holy Land. Kasi sa religious significance nito, no? And nagpapalibutan siya ng Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Kaya siya tinatawag na Holy Land. So, sa tagline naman nila is Israel exactly like nowhere else. Kasi yung Israel, meron silang both ancient, biblical, and high-tech cities, no? Kasi saan ka ba makakita ng high-tech cities sa tabi ng biblical landmarks, di ba? Yung sa capital naman nila is we have Jerusalem. So, Jerusalem kasi alam naman natin yung Jerusalem, napapalibutan siya ng madaming religions, no? And now, let's proceed sa flag ng Israel. Kung makikita niyo, di ba, very simple lang pero yet meaningful, no? So, simulan na natin sa blue stripes niya. Yung blue stripe nila, no, inspired siya sa Jewish prayer shawl or talit na nagsisimbolize ng faith and tradition, while yung star naman sa gitna, no, tinatawag siyang Star of David. Kasi nagsisimbolize ito ng Zionist movement noong 1880s. Tapos yung white background niya naman, nagre-represent ng peace, hope for a bright future. Unang ginamit tong flag nila no, nung First Zionist Congress noong 1897 bilang symbol ng pangarap nilang magkaroon ng sariling bansa. And nung naging independent na yung Israel noong 1948, no, ito na yung naging official flag nila. So, ayan. Currency naman nila, no, Israeli shekel or ILS. So, ito yung pinaka-stable currency sa Middle East. Alam nyo ba yung 100 shekel to Philippine peso is 1,601. Language naman nila, no, we have Hebrew, Arabic, and English. Yes, marami silang language, kaya kapag may makikita, kaya madali kang makipag-communicate dito kasi yun, marami silang language. And now, sa religion naman nila, yung pinaka-dominant religion sa Israel is Judaism, no? Meron siyang 74%, while Islam is 18%, tapos yung Christianity naman is 2% lang. And sa major carrier naman nila is L or EL, SAL, LL, Israel Airlines or LY yung code, no? Isa to sa pinakamahigpit pagdating sa security, kaya kinoconsider yung airlines na to as one of the most safe na airlines in the world. Let's proceed sa food ng Israel. So, kung mahilig ka sa fresh and healthy foods, then magugustuhan mo yung food ng Israel. So, unahin na natin yung fattoush. So, ito yung refreshing salad, no, na perfecto sa tag-init sa Israel kasi may crispy feta chips, tapos mga fresh na tomatoes, cucumber, at olive oil. Yes, yung mga siya, healthy na crunchy pa. Yung mga na to, ingredients nito is siya, piniprito. Ganon. And we have muharmara. Guys, huwag kayong magkakamali, hindi ito like regular dip lang, no? Kasi this is super maanghang, no, na nag-mix ng walnuts, tapos mga olive oil din, ganun. Basta perfect siya sa nagbabalance yung sweet niya, yung smoky niya, and yung spicy. Kung mahilig kayo sa spicy foods, no, then you love yung muhamara. Now, for the last one is full medames. So, common breakfast dish to sa Israel, no, kasi may sa beans, olive oil ulit, and spicy meron siya, and may pita bread siya. Like, sobrang filling and nutritious na to. Kaya perfect pang-energize sa katawan sa umaga. Now, dito na tayo sa mga tourist spot sa Israel. So, pinakaunang-una is Nazareth. So, alam naman natin yung Nazareth, ito yung lumaki si Jesus, no? Ito yung one of the most visited cities sa Israel. Kasi, ayun nga, kasi dito lumaki si Papa God. So, kung gusto mo makita kung saan lumaki si Papa God, kung saan sinabi ng Angel Gabriel na mabubuntis si Mary. So, this is the place to visit. Now, we have Bethlehem. Kung sa Nazareth, dito lumaki si Papa God. Sa Bethlehem naman, dito siya pinanganak. Yes. Kaya dito like, inaano yung one of the holiest place in Christianity. Kasi dito pinanganak si Papa God. And for the third tourist spots, we have Sea of Galilee. So, mukha lang siyang simpleng lawa, pero alam niyo ba na dito nangyari yung mga ilan sa pinaka-iconic na kwento sa Bible. Kung naalala niyo yung lumakad si Papa Jesus sa tubig, dito mismo yon naganap. At hindi lang yun, no? Dito rin siya, dito niya rin pinatahimik ang isang malakas na bagyo. And fun fact lang, no, yung the Sea of Galilee is actually a freshwater lake. Kahit tawag sa kanya ay sea, hanggang ngayon, siya, may mga boat tours dito, ganon. Tapos dito rin kasi naglakad si Jesus sa tubig. For the last tourist spots, we have Basilica of the Annunciation. Like, isa to sa pinaka-mahalagang lugar, no, sa mga Kristiyano. Now, dito naman tayo sa festival ng Israel, no? Super saya ng festival dito, kaya let's check out some of the biggest celebrations. Ang unang-unang we have Hanukkah. Hanukkah, no, every December 14 to December 22. So, this is the, every night, no, mga people is naglalight sila ng kandila, tapos kumakain sila ng fried foods like donuts and latkes, no. Imagine, no, festival where full of 8 nights, no, 8 nights na yung mga family kumakain ng mga delicious food na fried foods din. So, ayun guys, kung mahilig kayo sa mga fried na foods, then you love Hanukkah Festival. Pangalawa, we have Purim, no? Every Thursday night, March 13th, no? And continues through Friday 14th. So, kung para itong like Halloween na may historical significance, no? Kasi yung festival na ito ay parangal kay Queen Esther, no, na sinasabi nagligtas daw sa mga Jewish people na mula sa pagkawasak. So, yun, tuwing Purim, nagsusuot sila ng mga costume, na may street parties, at syempre marami din pagkain. So, kung mahilig ka sa mga cosplay, ganon, tapos mga food, then Purim Festival is perfect for you. Let's check out naman sa mga culture nila, no. So, pinakaunang-una, we have Shabbat, no, or Jewish Sabbath, no, is strictly observed, no. It is the perfect way to disconnect and reflect. This is every Friday to Saturday night, no, halos lahat ng shops and transport is nagsha-shutdown kasi ito yung araw ng pagpapahinga ng mga Jewish people. Kaya kapag pupunta ka sa Israel, siguraduhin mong hindi ka magpaplano sa araw ng trip na ito kasi sarado lahat. So, ayan. Pangalawa is military is mandatory for everyone. So, lahat ng citizen, boys and girls, no, ay required mag-serve sa military for 2 to 3 years, no, after high school nila. Kaya, yung mga tao dito is sobrang disciplined and advanced ang defense system nila. Hit route! See you in Israel!
So, Saudi Arabia, so now I will just give a short description about Saudi Arabia. So, Saudi Arabia is a populated kingdom of the Middle East that in 20th century became one of the world's largest oil-producing countries in terms of outputs. Saudi Arabia is a young country that is heir to a rich history. For the other name of Saudi Arabia, it is also called as Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And the meaning of the country Saudi Arabia is the Saudi Kingdom of Arabia or the Kingdom of the Saudis. Their tagline is Experience to Discover. It is used by Saudi Arabia to attract more tourists by not just about their famous landmarks but also to experience their rich history, diverse landscapes, and unique cultural experiences, inviting potential tourists to experience something new on their every travel. For their capital, the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. It is also known as Al-Wasta, and it is the country's business center and historical destinations too. It serves as the pivotal hub at the heart of Arabian Peninsula over the centuries. The flag of Saudi Arabia. So this is what it looks like. This is the flag of Saudi Arabia. So the colors, text, and symbols present in their flag represents or symbolize something. So let's start on the color green. So green happens to be the favorite color of the Prophet Muhammad, thereby tying it to the religion of Islam. And next, we will proceed to the Arabic text and symbols. So the Arabic text translates to there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, with Allah being the Arabic name for God. And next is the white horizontal sword or sabre. So it symbolizes militancy of their faith and was sometimes added to the design. Now let's proceed on their currency. So the currency they use in Saudi Arabia is called Saudi Riyal. It is the official currency of the country since it was first established. And if you convert 1 Saudi Riyal into a Philippine peso, it is equivalent to 15.25 Philippine peso. But the conversion may change depending on the exchange rate system. Now, let's proceed to the most used language in Saudi Arabia. So, the official language of Saudi Arabia is Arabic. The 3 main regional variants spoken by Saudis are Najdi Arabic, about 14.6 million speakers, and next is the Hijazi Arabic, or it is also known as Hijazi Arabic, and West Arabian Arabic, about 10.3 million speakers, and next is the Jove Arabic, about 0.96 million speakers. And now I will try to say an Arabic word. So it is Yawan Jaidon. So the meaning of it in English is good day. So now let's move forward on the religion in Saudi Arabia. So the official religion of Saudi Arabia is Islam. The Saudi government has relied on the country's ties to Islam and its interpretations and enforcement of Islamic law to establish much of its political legitimacy. So one of the example is their dietary law. So ang mga need lang nila na i-consume na food is yung may mga label sa packaging na halal. So, para malaman nila if hindi ba ito nagko-contain ng mga food na forbidden sa kanila. And yung mga food naman na forbidden sa kanila is yung tinatawag na haram because it contains ingredients like alcohol, animal fats, gelatin, vanilla extract, and so on. So, para malaman nila na itong mga food na kakainin nila is hindi nagko-contain ng mga forbidden na ingredients is kailangan meron label na halal sa packaging nito. Let's proceed to their major carrier. So, the major carrier in Saudi Arabia is what they call Saudi Arabian Airlines, or it is also known as Saudia. And it serves as a vital connector between the kingdom and the world. And it embodies the spirit of hospitality and innovation. Ngayon, alamin naman natin ang mga kilala, sikat at ipinagmamalaking dishes sa bansang Saudi Arabia. So, isa na nga sa kanilang most common Saudi cuisine ay ang Saudi Kabsa. So, it is at the forefront of the kingdom's traditional dish and it mainly consists of rice mixed with meat or chicken. Ang next naman is ang jerish. So, it is a traditional dish from Arabian Peninsula. Jerish is a type of cracked wheat stew and often compared to porridge. And next is ang tarid. So, it is a hearty spicy lamb and vegetable stew served over thin and leavened bread called rejajon. So, this dish is quite popular during the holy month of Ramadan and is said to be one of Prophet Muhammad's favorites. Kikilalanin at lilibutin naman natin ang mga famous tourist destination sa bansang Saudi Arabia. So, isa na nga dyan ay ang National Museum of Saudi Arabia. History of Islam is the major focus of this museum, which consists of 10 galleries, courtyards, and a section that houses fancy cars and other belongings of the founding king of Saudi Arabia. And next naman is ang Ushagar Heritage Village. So it is about 200 kilometers west of the capital Riyadh and it lies a treasure rich in history and authenticity. So Ushagar, a well-preserved village with significant heritage, offering a journey through the traditional architecture and ancestral culture of Saudi Arabia. And next is the Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi. So, it is a serene mosque with a green dome, marking the resting place of Prophet Muhammad, offering a tranquil atmosphere for reflection and spiritual connection embraced by diverse pilgrims worldwide. Next naman ay ang Abraju Al-Bait Tower. So, it is a multi-towered skyscraper complex adjacent to the Great Mosque of Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It was completed in 2012 and considered as the world's fourth tallest building as of 2024. And the central clock tower, including its spire, rises to a height of 1,972 feet or 601 meters. And yung Abraju Al-Bait Tower, so sa loob po nito is merong mga museum, malls, and hotels. Now, let's proceed naman sa mga festivals na sineselebrate sa bansang Saudi Arabia. So, isa na nga dyan ay ang Janadiriya Heritage and Cultural Festival. So, it is one of the most significant event when it comes to the relation of culture. This festival aims to make the cultural heritage of the Saudi intact. And next naman is ang Historic Jeddah Festival. So it is an entertaining event held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So this festival aims to transport visitors through time by showcasing different historical eras that Jeddah has gone through, bringing to life its people and places. Now, let's proceed naman sa mga ilang cultural practices na hanggang ngayon ay ginagawa sa bansang Saudi Arabia. So, isa na nga dyan ay kapag pupunta ang mga tourist or visitors sa bansang Saudi Arabia is kailangan nilang mag-act ng tama or accordingly and dress conservatively. It is because due to the country's strict Islamic law and cultural norms. And next naman is avoid public display of affection or PDA is because ang country na Saudi Arabia is a very conservative country and nagkakaroon ito ng consequences kapag nahuli sila na naging PDA. So, that is, it can lead to fines, arrest, or even deportation. And next is avoid using ill-mannered languages and gestures because it shows impolite and disrespectful. And next naman, women must not show their knees and shoulders in public. So, sabi nga kanina, yung religion nila na Islam is very strict sa kanilang country, and Saudi Arabia is a very conservative country. And para na rin maging protection sa kanila from harassment.
Marhaban and welcome to Oman. Oman is a country located on the southwestern coast of the Arabian Peninsula in the West Asia and the Middle East. Pinaniniwalaan na ang Oman ay safest country at sinasabi rin na hindi lumalaki ang crime dito sa bansang ito. Oman has a population of approximately 5.25 million, reflecting a 4.60% population increase from 2023, and the 123rd most populous country. The other name of Oman is Sultanate of Oman. So, Oman people speak Arabic and practice the Islamic religion. So, let's proceed to their tagline. Omani use beautiful has an address as their tagline kasi sinasabi nila na kapag pumunta kayo sa country nila ay masasabi nyo na ito ay isa sa top destination na inyong napuntahan. Dumako naman tayo sa kanilang capital. The capital city of Oman is Muscat. So, sinasabi din na ito ang pinaka-large cities and also the commercial hub of Oman. So, let's proceed naman to their flag. Here's the flag of Oman. So, yung flag na ito ay may mga representings and also symbolism. So, sa bawat color ay may simbolo at meaning. Let's proceed to the color white. The color white represent the people's beliefs and prosperity sa Oman. And let's proceed naman to the color green. The color green symbolizes the greeny and fertility of the land sa Oman. And let's proceed naman to the color red. Here's the color red. The color red represent the fought by the Omanis to defend their country from the significant foreign invaders. And let's proceed to their currency. Ang Omani ay gumagamit ng riyal. And also, here's the symbol of riyal. Kapag pinag-convert mo ang 1 riyal into pesos, ay magkakaroon tayo ng 148 pesos. And then, let's proceed to their language. So, ang Oman ay gumagamit din ng Arabic language. We have different type of Arabic. We have Defari Arabic, Sefari Arabic, at Gulf Arabic. And for their religion, ang mga Omani ay malayang pumili para sa kanilang reliyon. Pero isa lamang or karamihan and majority sa Oman ay Islam. So the Islam is the country has a long history of the religious pluralism, and the government protects the freedom of the religion. And for their major career, meron silang Oman Air at pinaniniwalaan ito na pinakamalaking airport sa Oman. At syempre, kapag bumibisit tayo sa mga iba't ibang lugar at country, hindi mawawala ang mga foods and delicacies. Una na dyan ay ang haris. Ang haris ay traditional Omani dish with meat and ghee. So, kinakain ito during breakfast and dinner, and sinasabi rin ito na popular ang pagkain ito at siniserve ito during the Ramadan. Let's proceed to the second food, which is the shua. The shua is the national dish of Oman, and yes po, goat meat ang shua. At ito ay madalas na kinakain, at kapag pumunta ka roon sa Oman, hindi mo dapat kalimutan na itikman ito. Proceed to the mushuai. So the mushuai is a grilled kingfish siya. Nilalagyan ito ng savory lemon sauce para mas mag-balance yung salty and also the creaminess of the lemon. Siyempre, hindi mawawala ang tourist destination. The number one tourist destination here is the Bala. Bala is the center of the Ibadism. Ang isa na rin dyan na heritage is the Bala Fort. So ito ay located sa Jebel Akbar, Oman. So let's proceed to the second tourist destination, which is the Dhofar. So the Dhofar is a mountainous province in southern Oman. It's known for its tropical climate, desert, and beaches. So una ng tourist attraction here is the land of the Franks. So the land of the Franks, dito kinilala ang pinakaunang trading ng Franks sa Oman. So let's proceed naman to the third tourist destination, which is the Al-Buralmi. So merong tourist attraction here is the Al-Buralmi's biggest park. Sinasabi na quiet ito and also peaceful na pupuntahan for your friends and your family. So let's proceed to the fourth tourist destination, which is the Muscat. The Muscat is the capital of Oman. Yes, the capital po ng Oman ang Muscat. So kapag pumunta kayo sa Muscat, ay wag niyong mga kalimutan na bisitahin ang The National Museum. Kasi The National Museum is the symbolizing and also nire-represent nito yung mga culture, traditional, arts and craft, also in their clothes. Kapag pumunta kayo roon ay makikita nyo yung mga artifacts and also yung mga gawa or mga ginawa ng mga taga-Oman. Kung gusto nyo pang mas makilala ang Oman, ay pwede nyong ma-experience at matunghayan ang kanilang mga festival. Isa na riyan ay ang Desalala Tourism Festival in Oman. So ano nga bang meron sa Desalala Tourism Festival in Oman? Dito ay pinopromote nila ang kanilang culture, their history, and also the arts and craft, the music, and kanilang paniniwala. So, itong festival na ito ay sinicelebrate every year during the Karael season. So, this festival ay sinicelebrate during the mid of July and the late of August. Yes po, ganun pong katagal sinicelebrate ang festival na ito. So, let's proceed naman to the second festival, which is the Muscat Festival. Ang The Muscat Festival naman, ito naman is the month-long event in Muscat. So, sinicelebrate ito para naman sa kanilang culture. Yes, this festival is to celebrate their culture, the history, and tradition. Kung yung isa, or yung the Salala Tourism Festival in Oman, ay pinopromote yung kanilang culture and beliefs. The Muscat Festival naman ay sinicelebrate para naman po sa kanilang culture and tradition. Ito naman ay sinicelebrate during January and February every year. Let's proceed naman to the culture in Oman. So, ang mga Omani ay friendly and hospitable. So, mai-observe nyo ang mga Omani people by the way they visit their visitors. And second culture naman is the kapag may bumibisita naman sa kanilang mga bahay ay hindi nila kinakalimutan na offer ng coffee at pinaniniwalaan din dito na wag nyong tatanggihan ang ino-offer nilang coffee sa inyo kasi nga ayun ay simbolo ng kanilang ang pagiging hospitable and also friendly. And kapag bumisita nga naman kayo sa Oman, ay wag nyong kalilimutan na mag-dress properly. Kasi nga kapag kunwari pumunta kayo sa Oman tapos nag-dress kayo, kunwari yes, yung kitang-kita yung buong katawan nyo, syempre maninibago yung mga tao doon and possible na yun nga, may mga mangyari pang hindi kaaya-aya. Kaya yun, be careful din po sa pag-visit sa country na ito. Pero pinaniniwalaan din naman po na ang country na ito ayun nga na safe place nga siya. Pero syempre we need to be careful pa rin po when it comes to this to our guests, especially to the girls po. Again, I am Ronalyn F. Winga and that's it for Oman. Maasalama!